Have you ever wondered why you choose the same type of partner again and again in your life? Even though you promised yourself that next time would be different. And yes, it's not a fate. In psychology, we call familiarity. It's the early childhood patterns that you learned, and it's a base to your choices of your partner. So hi, my name is Alona Chirva and I am CBT, psychotherapist and schema therapist. And in today's video, we're gonna be talking about patterns and schemas that push you to choose the same partner again and why we are actually choosing the certain people in our life. And in today's video, it's all about love and relationship. So actually, before starting this important subject on why we are actually choosing certain partners in our life, we have to understand that there is a blueprint of love in each one of us. So let's say it comes from early childhood experiences. And before we understand what love is, we felt it. We felt it in a certain way. For someone, love is warmth and curiosity. For someone, is criticism and misunderstanding. For someone, is absence. And each of us built a certain blueprint in our life of love according to the experiences we had with our caregivers. But love and relationship are actually built in a certain way to fulfill things and needs that we didn't have as we were kids. As Gabor Mate says, it's a very, very important statement. He says that we usually repeat things in our relationship that we didn't have when we were kids. And love and relationship, it's constant understanding and struggle sometimes to fulfill those needs that we didn't have. And love and relationship, it's all about familiarity. When we meet someone familiar to what we know, to what we had our blueprint, to something familiar that we already experience, warmth, pain, understanding, love, coldness, something that was familiar to us when we were kids. As a very important part to understand is that in psychology, there's patterns that we see in our relationship. The one that been formed in early childhood, according to our needs that they were not fulfilled, we call that schemas. So there are few schemas that related to relationship and how we built our relationship according to those schemas. And the first schema is abandonment schema. So the person who has this schema, it's as a map road to his relationship, always will feel that someone can leave him. So if we go back to the understanding of the human relationship with the parents, we can see that the parents wasn't consistent in the relationship and he was always leaving. So the person learned that in order to not be left, I need to be close to the person. So he's always trying to be actually clinging on the other person, always trying to be close to that person in order to not let person go. And of course, as you know, the result will be different because someone can really be distracted by this kind of closeness that this person have. So the other schema is called mistrust and abuse. So the person who have this schema probably been abused and never had a trust to the person who was taking care of him because he doesn't believe the person. So when he choose a partner, he choose someone that proved to him that you cannot trust me. And ironically, this has really happened, that the person who has this schema of mistrust and abuse choosing the partners who are actually abusing him to prove the schema. The third schema, called unrelenting standards. It's a very interesting schema. And the schema tells you to prove the love. So you're in a constant run, in a constant competition with your partner to show him that you love him unconditionally. And your love, it's not about peace. but it's about constant proof that I worth love. That you can love me because I have amazing career, you can love me because I earn money, you can love me because I'm beautiful, you can love me because. And it's a constant game. And the fourth schema, which is quite interesting schema, when the person feel is not enough. I am not enough. It's a defectiveness schema. When the person is basically trying to prove as well that he worth love. And ironically, he chooses the partner who all the time proving to him that he's not enough. It's very interesting how schemas play in the life of the humans and how things are happening in a way that both partners are attracted by the traumas. But the most important is really to start noticing and start being aware of the schemas that you have in order to not repeat them in your next relationship. And what we actually can do with our patterns, those schemas, the way we choose the partner, the way we communicate with the partner. And I always say to my clients in the therapy that awareness is the first step, because without being aware of who you are and what happened to you in your past, you cannot really build a beautiful relationship. Because relationships start of understanding first who you are and who you want to be in this couple. We always have this idea that relationship, the big love, needs to be bright and very deeply explored, and the person needs to feel those butterflies. But the idea is that life and relationship can start very calmly and with stability, because love can happen when there is a peace and honesty in the relationship. And when you feel peaceful in the relationship that you're building, you can really develop very important qualities for the couples that stay a long time. And one of the biggest choices we can make in our life is to really choose the partner that can help us to grow, the partner that can hold us in the hands in the moments of our difficulties and understand our difficulties. I love what Gabor Mate says about love and relationship. He says that the most important decision that every human being is doing in life is choosing the partner. And I totally agree with this, because I'm the person who recently started dancing tango, and I understand and I see how it's important to have a partner who dances with you with the right steps. So in today's video, my message was to you to understand which schemas you have and which patterns you have that you're repeating them all over again. And maybe next time when you're choosing your next partner, you can do something differently. And doing something differently, starting with awareness of what you are doing wrong today. And when you create and when you develop this awareness in your life, you can understand yourself better. Thank you for being with me in this video. Subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you in the next one.